Damn spinnakers.
This is the perfectly timed, just as I turned it on. Okay, so all right, let me put up here game date. There we go. So, does anyone want to do a bit of a recap to maybe remind people what was happening? I know all of you have it like memorized, and just like I do. There's no gaps in it, but just in case anyone is a little bit behind, did anybody remember what was happening? I'm happy to fill in if those memories are far too hazy, but
So after leaving the weird, like, giant airship, a crashed airship, full of angry bugs, we returned to the elves, reported our success. It was very lackluster. I don't even think they gave us anything. They were just like, "Yeah, cool." I think.
They
don't
said
They let
recall
us
anything.
keep whatever we found.
Right, but
which is very
did
nice
say,
of them.
Yeah, they did say you were eligible for like tribal membership. So they said you basically proved yourselves. You guys are worthy of trading partners and stuff. But they didn't make a big deal of it. That's true.
exactly. And we departed. Purser almost got eaten by a displacer beast.
Yes, he did.
I was able to talk him out of it. I remember that now.
Yeah,
And-
kind of.
And I think we made it to Pix Moth Person Village.
Yes, that
and
is true.
they asked us for help dealing with, a statue monster thing. There were a lot of statues. I don't remember the justification, but we determined that it is most likely a Delkir aligned Medusa.
That sounds about right.
That sounds awful.
So Purser asked if they have any mirrors, and they all gave a knowing look at Bemi and said no. We don't do that here.
Yeah, there were a couple of version signs when you asked that.
Yeah.
So they, for some reason, don't keep mirrors around a lot.
In retrospect, Purser realized it was a dumb question to ask, but
I mean, it's a good question. It's just context, yeah.
And we discussed it for a little bit and determined that the best course of action, some god's forsaken reason, was to go and talk to Bemi's grandma and see if she could lend us some mirrors to fight a Medusa with.
You might have some. Yeah. And she was originally the one who told Bemi to come help out with a problem near, in the backyard. So
that is correct.
So she's probably open to visitors, at least as much as ever.
And we know what she is now. We have a strong feeling about it. At least Sultalis does.
Yeah, I think all of the
very not happy about it.
All the Corvair natives heard that, her name basically means Night
Trouble.
Hag of the first 13. So, or one of the
It's
Night
Baba
Hags.
Yaga.
Yeah,
Baba
one
Yaga.
of 13 Baba Yaga.
Well, I just imagine that's just a weird coincidence. Bemi's had nothing but good things to say about me, Ma. So Ludger, of course Ludger thinks that she's a nice lady.
I mean, it's
Totally.
a fair thing to think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Does
Bemi
Ludger
also
remember
doesn't
the
really
fairy
know.
tales from when he was a child?
Bemi
Sure,
is
he
also, her precious grandson, and she loves him, and Sultalis is like, nope, we're not doing that. I am not getting between a mama's boy or grandmama's boy and grandma. She will eat me.
Yeah. Yes.
Literally.
Yes, she will.
Ludger trusts Bemi implicitly on this matter.
I can just see Bemi now yelling before he closes the door. And Natalia showed me her ankles, and I liked them too. And slams the door.
I did no such thing. I've been wearing my armor this whole time.
I know. All right. But yeah, does Now that we're
Psychic
back.
elf girls are the devil.
Yeah, you guys are. We're basically you'd been invited up to speak with, like the elder of the village, a couple knowledgeable, um, sort of warriors slash like head sneaky people and religious people. So they're equivalent of like their leadership cadre. And they were happy to fill you in about stuff. And they're feeling pretty perky because they don't really sleep, but it is the tail end of a very long day of travel for you guys. Did you want to ask them anything else right now, or did you want to just find somewhere to rest your weary heads or get a trance in or something?
Mercer's tired. He's just gonna find some section of, I don't know, tree branch or floor and just pass out.
Oh, they'd be happy to like show you to a room uh, in the it's sort of like a college slash like um, temple. They
That's
actually have space available. It's cramped, but yeah, you could very much. Um, they're happy to give you a place to sleep that's your own.
yeah, that's fine.
It's everything's kind of child sized, but that's that's I think that's okay. What did anybody else want to do anything different for sleeping arrangements, or what do you want to do for?
Oh, actually, I wanted to
Yeah.
ask. So my tent was destroyed.
Mhm.
Um, did I lose any of the rest of my sleeping kit?
I would say no. Like the
Okay.
the tent just has a giant like shredded hole in it. You could have gotten everything else out of it. Like
Okay.
your pillow was dragged about 10 feet before it fell off you when you were screaming. So like yeah, the rest of it you have.
Yeah. Pros, it's well ventilated now. B, the moths can get in.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a face mask, an entire one.
Yeah, if it gets to be an extreme problem, Purser is considering just lighting his face on fire.
Yeah, I mean the moth problem is less excessive here while simultaneously being way worse.
Yeah, they're a lot bigger and nosier.
Yeah, but they're
I
very
did want to
perky.
ask about that. Are they like following her around like you look weird? I'm
Not
wearing.
really. Like, yeah, you're weird, but you're way less interesting than Purser.
That's
Um,
fine. I was
the
just curious because that sounded funny in my mind. Like, oh, you look weird. Yeah, Pick has already told me all about that.
you're very similar to Bemi. Like they most of the people they engage with already don't dream. So it's like it's weird that you don't look exactly like the other not dreaming people, but it's fine. But Purser, like they can see the nightmares rolling off him. They're definitely like just hanging around staring without any explanation. Like not the leadership because they have things to do, but like as you're led to a resting place, like you pick up a couple stragglers who are just following you and just like trying to peek in your sleeping space to stare at you.
Yeah.
So there's
Is
like
the
moth
effect more
eyes.
is the effect more pronounced when I'm actually sleeping and dreaming?
Oh yes, like it's very much like you could sit down and watch TV. Like they can visibly see flickers of the nightmare of like you being transported, or at least part of you going to the nightmare realm, which for some reason they have a really innate tie to. So they just kind
Hmm.
of sit and watch, very fascinated. Um, Luckily the door does close, so it's more like just somebody peeking at you through like woven you know, I won't say like woven walls, but very much just like sticks layered upon sticks.
Hmm.
So it's only the occasional like big moth eyeball staring at you. But hey, you've definitely there's a nice steady breeze because you're pretty high up. Um, it's it's very quiet, but there is like sort of an incense smell. Um, It's not homey, I would say, but it's closer than like sitting in a tent in a humid, like horribly haunted or dangerous jungle slash swamp. So it's probably better sleep than you've gotten for a while.
I'm not going to be dragged off by a displacer beast this time.
Almost certainly.
Don't say that because you're gonna fucking jinx it.
It's followed
Well,
you,
I
climbs
said
up,
it's not a
50
displacer
feet.
beast.
Yeah,
It might be like a rock or something.
But
The Rock and the Displacer Beast make an alliance.
God. But yeah, you guys
Airdrop Displacer Beast
you guys
parachuting in.
do get various places to rest. However much you want them is up to you, but there's the option. And as you rest, we'll start with Purser since he's the most thoroughly asleep. Um, as you rest and you hear like the little faint chitters and such, uh, you kind of fade off to sleep. And of the things you expected to find on Centric Purser, a native sect worshipping the Silver Flame was not real high on the list. Um, and their indirect philosophy sounds just strange. But even if they've taken some wrong steps, obviously, just knowing that the continent does have some knowledge of the flame makes it feel, I imagine, a little less horrifically alien. Um, I imagine it's a little comforting. This does kind of help calm you a bit as you sleep, and oddly enough, as you're sleeping, your usual dreams are kind of interrupted as you feel yourself sort of drawing closer to the silver flame. You're not sure if there's some like direct metaphysical element or it's just part of the proper faith. But uh, this when you wake up the next morning, it has enhanced your spellcasting and powers in a tangible way. No mortal can ignore the flame's touch. But you do know that it will recognize you as an ally and won't harm you as much as it would others. Um, it should also let you guide others down a better path, magically guiding the righteous. And yeah, you level up and gain Scion of the Outer Planes.
Yes. So after waking up, Purser will spend the morning in deep prayer and contemplation, which
Nice.
probably fascinates the moths as well.
Yeah, there's like as you're doing that, there's a little semicircle that occasionally gets chased away by like one of their teachers who chitters at you apologetically because like they have things they're supposed to be doing. They're like they're supposed to be learning here. This is basically a school, but you are distracting, Purser.
Good.
Hey, maybe you could evangelize these folk. It's up to you. They
Maybe
do
when we
have.
get back.
Yeah, they do have some kind of faith, right? So it's not
And
a dry well.
I need to show them what the flame can do for them first.
Right. Hey, yeah, practicalities.
Hey, I mean, if there's one group of people that should worship a flame, or you could say could be drawn to a flame, you'd think it would be moth people.
That's just playing dirty. But that's a good point. Um, but Bemi, on your end of things, um, do you accept the offer of a private place? Are you content to just sort of like cross your legs and sort of trance while, on this platform overlooking the jungle? How do you want to rest for the night or get your 4 hours?
Yeah, honestly, just like having my own, like even if it's just like a broom closet, like that's
Yeah,
perfectly fine.
that's about the size, honestly. Like it's none of the rooms are identical or anything because they're all just kind of formed around the tree. This is very much they tie things together with rope and leather and such, and the entire structure is sort of made out of like woven sticks, very much like a squirrel nest or something. It's just this is a huge one, and there are some places where it's surprisingly sturdy. Like you're fairly certain that this could withstand even storms and such, but it's yeah, everything is non-standard. Everything is very unique. And the room you get is Yeah, it's broom closet sized, but you can stand up all the way without hitting your head, which the room purser got not so much. So that you have that going for you. But
Good.
it's, getting down and resting for your meditation or your trance rather. You have a bit of an epiphany yourself that night. Um, you've been working on improving the penetration power of your shots, and it really hasn't been easy, but you think you've made a bit of a breakthrough uh, by channeling some of your magic into your bow just before you let each shot go, just before. You think, hey, you can that they should pack more of a wallop, or they shatter when they hit anything. It'll have to take some practice. But it's like Mima always says, can't bake a pie without losing a dozen men. Um, the upside of learning this is you can add a bit of magic to your own body at the same time for a boost to your reflexes. So you have gained the Piercer feat in addition to leveling up. And Citalis, how did you accept sleeping arrangements? Do you trust these moth folk to put you up in a nice place?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do.
they.
Why wouldn't I trust them?
I don't know. It's D&D. But yep, in that case, they are happy to take you to a like fairly long room, but you almost have to like crawl in and out of it. It's more of a cubby hole, but you can lay down very comfortably. And there is a door. It seems pretty secure. It's just you can't sit all the way up when you're in there.
That's um. Whew, okay.
It's not great,
Uh,
but it's not terrible. But
this is the room they offer me. I'm like 5'10", 5'9".
they yeah, that's why, because like you can lay down all the way there. Like this, they
Oh my god.
Bevy's he can't lay down in it, for example, and Purser's he both slams his head and has to like half curl up when he sleeps. It,
Okay, it's fine.
um, but yeah, as you drift into your dreamless rest, since the morning you've always been surrounded by people who rarely even know the basics of your faith. Like it's pretty much re-describing it every time. And while it has been a struggle, your time here in Zendrick has really driven home a simple truth. Uh, Having to fight through and just even explain that your faith exists and it has a place has made you stronger. Not in the conventional sense of lifting heavy things, but it feels like you can endure more now, if nothing else, just endure the questions and the weird looks and the occasional murmurs of, maybe people who are faiths that are a bit more closed-minded, if you run into any of those. Um, Drawing from your belief that the next age can come and that it will end the age of nightmares it's helped you endure terrible injuries, and you know that as long as you hold on to that faith, it will help to prop you up. And yeah, you level up and gain resilience, which I think you said con.
Hmm.
And Ludger, we did go over yours because I originally thought that you would not be here for the next session. So Ludger has a similar sort of awakening that night, but he knows what happened. He
I will just add that other than basically my completely normal, definitely human cat nap that I do for a few hours, I spend most of the night trying to draw children away from like bothering like some of the more psychic people that are drawing a bunch of moth people by regaling them with stories, the sort of stories I would tell uh, my children,
okay.
as well as other stories, you know, that a combination with fairy tales and uh, like funny war stories that, like, you know,
Are child appropriate.
yeah, child appropriate. Like, you know, basically kind of boisterous, friendly uncle moments to
Okay.
try to give the kids something other than like
Purser to
bothering
stare at.
Purser.
Yeah, it's just Purser, honestly. Okay, so give me a persuasion check.
Okay,
We'll see what happens.
give me a second.
Also, why does Meemaw say that? Who knows?
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to get one or two of them's attention, and your stories are fun, um, but like it's radio play versus like 3D, like um, virtual reality headset stuff. Like it's just way more entertaining to like see someone who's actually like doing some weird hallucination with the dream realm. Like that's way cooler. So they're very polite about it, but
Well,
they
well,
they
Purser, I tried.
they're more interested in like peering through the cracks and stuff in Purser's walls to stare at him at night. But he's sleeping okay in spite of it. And yeah, the sun rises and all of you are feeling very different. Stronger, better, faster, all that. And it is I will say the sunrise here is a quite a beautiful one. Because you're up near the very top of the canopy and you get to see like the sun kind of rise over the hills a little bit and light up the forest floor, which looks very pretty and scenic when you're not down there in it, like trudging through it. You see a lot of Pix folk have already uh, they've been doing things all night, but a lot of them are fluttering off to harvest well fruits, nuts, the occasional like bird snare and thing they go to or just snare they go to check the nets that they have around for birds and make sure that they're sturdy to keep things that are maybe bigger than birds from landing and doing things. But yeah, the while it was definitely active, it gets a little more active with sunlight just because that's easier to see in. So, but yeah, you guys are feeling perky and awake. What do you want to do?
So
Purser is
we're going to
deep in
go
prayer as I level up.
visit Bemmy's Meemaw,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, in Caracos, which actually, Bemmy, you have a wealth of information about there because this is your hometown. You grew up there. So let me put up um, the. I got rid of the map because there was one update. I realized I forgot one location. So here is
Okay.
the map of the ruined city of Caracas, or sort of ruined city. It's not too bad, all things considered. But yeah, it is full of not many alive people. Right. And you know what? I'll put you guys on the actual map of it so that Bemmy can point out things and like talk about distances and such. And do I have that open? No, I will. So, Knucklebone Cave is where, Meemaw is and it's where Bemmy lives. That's at near the very bottom of the hollow. But there's a lot of ways to approach. The water is kind of risky. Meemaw usually discourages people from approaching from the water. You're not sure exactly why, Bemmy. Like, it might have to do with she thinks it's funnier when they have to try to go through the city, but it also might have something to do with like all of the trash ships that still kind of act as navigational hazards when you try to sail into the natural harbor. And so this V here, this is basically a very steep cliff that you go into. It's only when you get to this point that there's anything here to like build docks onto and such. That's why there isn't like just docks all the way in along this natural harbor. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about any of the landmarks or just general stuff about the city, Bemi will have that knowledge, or at least some knowledge, that I will be happy to fill in for, as he would know it, but Zach might not have information
Thank
memorized
you.
that I never gave
Thank
him.
you very much.
Hold on, I'm looking at the map. So this is where you grew up, and
Yeah.
how many people live in this city?
There's
Wait,
a few.
what do you mean by live?
This whole city it's a city, right?
Well, yeah.
Uh,
How many
Are you
live people live here? If that makes
what?
sense. Oh, well, I mean, is a ghost alive?
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah, but it still lives here in a way, yeah.
Keep that aware.
That is uh, uh, okay. Who lives there that is alive and not undead?
Hey, Ma. Me for a short little while. Then I left. Mm.
And you didn't. You left with Mima's permission, right?
Well, well, I mean, she kind of told me to leave. Like I had things to do. No, like
Yeah.
charring.
She does that a
Bemi,
lot. She would say like, go do things for 5 years or something, and
And I
usually
go
you're
do.
done before then.
Mm-hmm.
Bemi, are there any places in the city where Mima told you not to go?
Oh yeah. So Bemi, off the top of your head, it would be. She didn't say to avoid the Den of Remembrance, but that's where Kulsad lives. So like you talk with him once or twice, but he's usually kind of mean, or at least not mean. He just doesn't like to talk much with you.
Was he a
Me,
brass or bronze? I don't remember.
he is a bronze dragon. He got a beautiful singing voice.
Yeah.
Um, but he usually like don't talk with you much. Um, the
He
she
has a
said
quirky way of saying "go away," which involves throwing bricks at Bemi's head.
she said never go to Path's End. Like she just said dangerous there, and she just said don't go there. And yeah, that's the only like never go there places. She was fine letting you wander around as long as you showed up again, and whenever she needed you.
But yeah, for the most part, I like to
And
walk. Yeah, what?
where does Mima stay?
He's over at Knucklebone Cave.
Oh, she. I'm okay. Tell me about Den of Remembrance. What is that?
Mm, that's where Hillside lives. It's a big old bronze dragon, and sometimes him and Mimo don't exactly see eye to eye.
A
So Mimo's
dragon.
like, "Hey, don't talk to him all that much." So I don't. I mean, I speaks to him a couple times, but for the most
Uh,
part, he doesn't want to talk to me all that much.
okay, so a hag and a bronze dragon live in a city. That makes complete sense.
It's a ruined city, to be fair. Like this
That's
was the capital of a
Look,
city-state.
no, it's the fact that they live within like 500 miles of each other. That's just like concerning.
What's strange about that?
Out of
Yeah.
character.
I mean, out of character, what's so strange about that?
Why
Dragons don't
would
really
a
care.
hag? I think it's strange. Like, given how much they probably don't like each other, I'm just like, huh, interesting. Anyway,
I've seen some inner city neighbors that's pretty close to a hag and a dragon, and
Yeah, it depends on where you live. Also,
uh,
welcome,
you.
Jude.
and what is
Yeah,
this? And she
Jude.
points to
Welcome,
the
yeah.
archive.
That would be one of Bemi's favorite spots. Bemi would go there all the time. He has some rough memories about it too. Um, the archive is a really cool place. It's like a series of buildings with the biggest one being kind of a old towers, and it's got all these like crystals and uh, stone things and sometimes just objects made out of some weird stuff that there's like all these memories of people like in them, and sometimes there's ghosts wander around, and the ghosts will say they don't remember something, and Bemi could go there and look up their name, and if he could find it, then he'd read about it and go back and talk to the ghost, and the ghost seemed happy and would kind of like melt at that point. But yeah, that's the archive has all kinds of cool stuff in it. It goes real deep into the ground though, because there's lots of info.
Bemi's favorite pastime was making ghosts happy.
Aw. Pick supports this.
Well, Bemi, we trust you to lead the way safely to Mima. Just let's avoid anything dangerous and get this Medusa problem dealt with.
Okay. It's fine. So you want a mirror?
That would be ideal, yes, if we can
Okay.
trick it into looking at its own reflection.
Hmm.
You know, it's a bit of a tangent, but I do like I have this image in my head of Femi having to deal with this in the past, and pretty much like Mima is like, Femi, there's a Medusa in the yard. Go deal with it, and handing him like a rake and a mirror.
Go
Gator
on,
in
get.
the yard! Another gator! Hand me that shovel!
Yeah. So, pick. The only bit you missed were like everybody getting their kind of level up thing, and we'll do a bit of a retcon because it's the next morning. We will. So you guys are you're back home in the uh, not honestly not bad not bad hometown of Pick of Umber, and yeah, the night before when everybody else was getting their accommodations, they were getting pretty nice rooms. Pick like you saw them. They seemed a little cramped for these guys, but they're so tall. Like what
They're
are you
just
gonna do
big.
about that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of their problem. But pick uh, your mentor or at least teacher, Thra Trinka had gone over to you last night and said, Pick, uh, you 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 do well. You came, but I worry, and I help you get faster. Good trick to learn fastness. No more wasps.
Good.
And he would have led you through the village, fluttering between homes and stuff. It would be late night, but it's pretty much a 24-hour settlement. People just kind of rest when they get tired, but there isn't a more active point a day or night. Some things people do during the day because like you want as much visibility as possible, hunting, gathering, and stuff. But as far as chores around the settlement, typically you do those at night. Um, but he fluttered between houses, leading you until he gets to a popular balcony for many of the students that live here, coming in from the other islands. It says, "Here, uh, we we play handsies. You play all night with everyone, and you feel much more faster."
Good.
And
I will do.
Handsies, for an explanation, is a popular game among your people, or at least among the more daring. It's fairly simple. At least two Dracolic face each other, each armed with sticks that have scorpion stingers on the ends.
Oh
This
God.
particular species is pretty harmless, only causing numbness and partial paralysis in whatever limit stings for usually like 20 minutes. Um, that's nothing compared to a lot of the other species. So, each player puts at least one hand on the table, while the other tries to stab their hand or hands with the sticks. At the end of the round, the attacking player has to match the number of hands that they were using to put on the table. Like the number of hands they're using to stab have to be put down. There are 3 rounds, each one timed by how long it takes for a rock to hit the ground from standing height. When a player has only one hand they can move, they've lost. It's a tricky game, and it's a pastime among the more like martial and/or kind of sleazy of your people. It's like Mumbly Peg, but with stingers and 4 arms.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, does that sound like a reasonable training method?
That
It
sounds
probably
like a
sounds better than like standing next to wasp nests.
yeah, 100% better than wasp nest.
Um, but
Yes.
by the end of the night, all 4 of your arms are very sore and like partially numb. But Sa was right. You feel more agile than you've ever felt, and you level up 4 and take the feat that you requested.
I just took the extra 2 dexterity right now, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Oh, right. That's why I didn't
Yep.
have a feat listed. Okay, yeah. Then you feel much more dexterous because your hands may be numb, but you've learned when to move them out of the way of like a pointy stick with a scorpion on it. Um,
Very exciting.
but
It says level 3 plus 1 is 4. Am I going to up it again, or is it correct?
it's um should just
Yes,
be
don't
4.
touch that.
Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, and that brings you. It's nice to have a morning here back home once again. All your friends come out apparently having rested pretty well themselves. Um, it while he was sleeping, Purser was definitely the subject of a lot of like inquisitive young students who would kind of come and peek in through like the I won't say cracks, but like the little gaps in a woven wall. They would
Mhm.
occasionally there was a gathering of about 4 or 5 just kind of like trying to peek in at various points at him while he was sleeping because like
Very
admittedly it is
exciting.
pretty tempting. You like it's like watching it's like a 3D surround experience watching him dream because it's like you can literally normally you can sense that he's tied to like that nightmare place that's fun to look at. But when he's dreaming, like there's basically not quite bubbles, but like orbs of it that kind of float off him. Like you can actually see glimpses of what he's doing or what he's
He's
dreaming
the
about.
most popular program to watch.
Very much, yeah. But
Everybody's like, we got a TV for a few hours. He's asleep in there.
yeah, that was a strong element of it. But other than that, and Ludger trying to distract them, but they just would not have it. It's you are thoroughly caught up, and they're currently plotting over on what to do about Karakos and how to approach it.
Excellent.
You
Um,
you do have some knowledge about like how your people approach, do your kind of pilgrimage to the memory glass. But beyond that, like Bemi did grow up here. He's got a lot of like, oh, this street's good because it don't crumble type thing.
yeah. Oh, I was given 12 figs to take to Amber, so I would give those when
Okay.
I
Oh yeah,
forgot.
that's true.
Yep. And then I have that spirit, and I could not remember if it's Amber or to the runes I'm supposed to take it.
So they could try and help here, but the answer is typically you take it to the hollow,
Okay.
and there's a cave under the temple at the very bottom of the hollow that's typically where you release spirits. Like you walk down a little bit into it and then release them and they're drawn down into it to somewhere very misty.
Okay. Cave under the temple at the bottom of the hollow.
I mean, he's gone there a few times, but Mima was very strict about it. He ain't supposed to go in there without her doing some kind of magic stuff on him first.
Yep.
What about the tower and Paths End?
We ain't allowed to go to Path's End.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know, but every time I talks about it, Mima looks at me very angry and stern, and something about being death and how I won't come back. And that's the most serious I think I ever heard her speak to me.
Let's avoid touching on things that will make Mima angry.
Oh, I wasn't gonna ask Mima. That's why I'm asking him.
And the Tower
I'm
of
not so
11.
sure there's a difference here.
Yeah. And Vemi knows the Tower of 11 is kind of cool, but it's also like really intact, so you can't get in much. But he's cool looking. It's like a real big tower, goes up real high, like highest point in the city. Um, but he couldn't really get in. He tried to like get the door and stuff, and Meemaw just chuckled and said something about somebody named Cassandra, who really she mostly still just giggles whenever you bring it up, but she wouldn't explain nothing.
Cassandra.
Cassandra, yeah, that's what Bemi heard.
Yep, that makes.
Oh, and Bemi, like, he probably wouldn't occur to him to say anything initially, but like thinking about home, you do know that it is harder to move around the city during the daylight hours because it is pretty thoroughly overgrown, or at least large sections of it, like the main streets and stuff, have a lot of trees and underbrush and thorns blocking easy routes during the day. And during the night, it's still there, still should be blocking. But much like whole sections of the swamp, or at least paths along through the swamp you guys went through, a lot of these plants become sort of incorporeal with under the moonlights, or under the moon's light, various moons, and you can just walk through them. So it's actually easier to get around at night.
To be honest, Cursor doesn't put much stock into Bemi saying it's easier to get around at night.
That's true. I
Sure.
get that.
He's got people. He's got the human template, and he's like, yeah, sure it is.
Yeah, it's way easier. Um, but that's just something that Bemi would know about the city, and now the party does. And yeah, so right now I think that I've heard just Bemi, we trust you implicitly to get us to Knucklebone Cave. The best way best way does
Yeah.
that sound reasonable?
He knows the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
That's good to
like
me.
I want to visit here first or something like that. Okay, I just want to double check.
Pick would say, I need to go to the hollow. I have spirit is job.
Okay.
What's
I mean,
the
it's
scale
going
of
to be
this
on the
map?
way. Question.
What were you
And I
saying?
need
This
to
is a giant city.
And I need to stop at
Yes,
Memory
it is.
Glass for pilgrimage.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is. And that's real easy, Bemi, because like I said, this map doesn't display it very well, but this entire blackened area here, that's all at the bottom of this cliff. Like where the city edge here, that's a cliff plummeting down. There's a bunch of natural stairways leading down. And at the very edge of this is the memory glass, and then over here is the hollow, which, you just call it the hollow. But yeah, like you've gone into you've gone down there a few times. It's this spooky cave that goes real deep, and there's like all this mist, and if you go far enough, the mist talks to you. But you've only been in there about 4 times because Mima's real strict. She says you can go in, but only after she does some magic on you. Otherwise, she said something about like you fall away or something. And Knucklebone Cave is down at the very bottom of the hollow, down at the very bottom of this like natural cliff area, anyways. So you can just walk from one to the other.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
It's super easy.
But yeah, whenever you guys are ready to head out, like I said, it's a shiny, bright day. Let me go back to the map here. I believe it's about 73 miles. There we go. From Amber to Karakos, and if you're doing the straight line thing. At least to the city center. It's about roughly 3 days of travel, with the like second half of the last day just being going through the ruins because it's a pretty big city. But yeah, while if you guys are discussing this, if you guys want additional help, Ka, the fairly the senior guardian to pick, does say that she would be willing to take you through the jungle, although she won't go into the city again, like itself, because she's already lost an arm and an eye, so she's not fond of going back in until those strange monsters are gone.
It's understandable.
But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, then you can get your things together and get ready to set out. Probably taking the yeah, I like while they would be willing to do it, it's up to you guys if you trust like 4 moths per person to try and flutter you out of the
I mean,
village.
if Pig says it's cool, I'll trust her. It's a little weird, but you know.
Yeah, like pick this is mostly just because there's a lot of board students who don't want to do their studies, so they're like offering to give these funny people a ride.
They are being nice because they do not want to do their work, and it is more fun to take you.
Purser will just step off the top of the tree.
Okay. I
Catch.
assume there's some spell effect.
Featherfall.
Okay. I figured it was either that or you were really tired of playing him. All right. Because you're like 100 feet up. Okay. Yeah. Then you get various ways to get back down to the forest floor. But before you leave, um, Tha Trinka does like flutter over to you, Pick, and says, "Pick, I give good gift for Holy City. You go, no one else wants. Here, sticks. Pointy throw sticks." And
Ooh.
he hands you a bundle of arrows. Magic
Ooh.
throw sticks. Very good against bad things. And these are the pointy throw sticks that you get. I will send to you. You get a total of 18 pointy throw sticks.
Ooh.
Some fairly normal, and 6 of them whirlwood arrows, which could be fun.
Ooh, thanks. Thank you. I will do good.
You do very good because hard time otherwise.
We will get. They are strong. They will fix.
They big.
We fix
But yes.
together.
Good. And he like wiggles his antennae at you approvingly and flutters away.
She comes back and excitedly shows her sticks to everybody. I get sticks.
Fair.
Good.
You
Fair
just
enough.
throw them, or
They are arrow.
oh,
What?
They call sticks.
nice. Are they special?
Magic, I think.
Oh,
These would she know roughly what they do because she recognizes when her people make
Yeah,
them?
you've seen
Like this
people
one
use
does
these
this. Yeah.
before, yeah, for hunting and defense of the you've seen them.
Yeah. I don't know what they do as a player. Walloping ammunition. I know +1 is basic. These are just little magic, and then
Walloping is it can have a knockback effect.
okay. These might knock back, and it might have magic when I hit with these. Hold up the others. They're good. Good gift.
His eyes
Ready.
are real big.
For Purser's part of the preparations, he's going to do the important work of mending the tent.
Okay, that's fair.
Or
Yeah.
Purser. Fuck this jungle and everything in it.
Yeah. So no longer than 8 foot. So initially you would have run into some issues because this was a pretty good tear. But if you mentioned it to the locals, they would be happy to sew it up, and like your tent is as good as new, especially after you like discreetly mend it on top of the sewing that they've done. So you
Yeah,
now
I'd
have
be
a
happy to accept the assistance.
yeah, which they're very happy to do because they want you sleeping. So um, but yeah, you guys through various fashions get to the forest floor, and now with an additional guide, set off through the jungle towards the what was once and realistically is still called the Tomb City. Um, but yeah, so the trip is dangerous. I'm not going to say the wildlife is less insanely hostile or just risky out here, but between Ka, Pick, and Bemi, guiding you all through the area that all of them are very familiar with. Pick and Ka more so, but like this is close enough to home Bemi that you're pretty familiar. You're able to avoid the various wildlife that you might encounter. Um, the nights are not. There's no ambushes at nights. There's a couple times where you're woken up and moved because something was about to, go through the area, but you have 3 experts guiding you through. You're able to avoid major encounters. Um, uh, by the second day, you start seeing the occasional signs of ruins. Mostly isolated homes that Ka says were farm homes. And give anybody, I'd say Purser, and Sitalis, go ahead and give me just history checks, just to see if these farm homes remind you of anything.
No?
You're busy at the time. You had just stepped in a pretty sizable ant nest, and you're trying to get them off.
And I'm not rolling, or I
Yeah,
am.
no, I said you are. Yeah, history
Oh,
check
okay.
if you want. It's
Oop.
not a have to.
19.
Okay. So Purser is distracted, slapping at his legs, but you do see that like they're giant sized and the architecture is obviously pretty alien, but the way they're laid out, they don't look so much like farmhouses because there's like one really big one in an area that Ka and eventually Pick kind of point out as like, oh, here giant mangoes and here's so and so. They remind you more of like the plantation houses that you would see in southern Breland. Um, like that all that kind of matches the number of feral fruit trees and other crops that you keep seeing. Um, so farm is one way to describe it, but these were probably like plantations surrounding the city. That carries with it a lot of connotations for Americans, but probably not that kind of thing. But
And this matches architecture I've seen in Breland.
yeah,
Right.
not in Breland. It's alien architecture, but yeah, it's
Similar
giant architecture.
conceptually, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. Like this is how you lay out a plantation house type of thing. Like, okay, no matter how you're building it, you want to have the building here, a building for workers or whatever here, maybe some type of fence, and then all of the rest of this area would be where you'd have whatever crop it is. That's where you draw that conclusion from.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Just a
I
little bit
don't
of
know if
info.
she would voice that, but she definitely takes note.
Fair enough. But yeah, it's like a good 20 some miles of this, meaning that they were doing pretty serious farming for like at least a full day's travel outside of the city. Most of it has gone feral, returned to jungle, but it's for once foraging. In addition to having experts with you, even if you didn't, you think you could forage fairly easily here. It's just a matter of getting the fruits down because so much feral fruit has gone wild. A lot of which is just like variants that grow huge. So like fruits that would normally be like the size of a fist growing to like the size of a watermelon or something. So there's just a lot of it. And it's kind of seeing why Pix people set up their settlement where they did. It's right on the edge of this like plantation ring. But about halfway through the third day, you do find yourselves on the edge of the city. Looming out of the jungle are massive fortified walls, about 200 feet high, on average. And they are, while they're surprisingly intact given the age, they're still pretty heavily overgrown with vines and even the occasional tree. Um, like they're intact in that they're still standing, but they're slowly being torn down by the greenery. Ka guides you to what was once likely a gatehouse, now long since, open and more or less collapsed to whoever or whatever wishes to enter the ruined city. And at that point, Ka just kind of wiggles her antennae and says, telepathically, "Goodbye, Pick and friends of Pick. Very hoping you all keep being alive."
I wave as I whisper, well, that's not ominous.
But still,
She-
good wishes.
She flutters away. And yeah, you guys are standing in front of this. It almost looks like a wound in the wall, like this massive crumbled gatehouse leading into this truly giant-sized ruined city. And let me put you on the city map once again. I'll show you where you are. And it's near the tail end of the day. It's about evening. Where I would say she would have put you here, right about here. Do you guys want to continue on in and just like make camp somewhere in the city, or rest out here and hit it again in the morning?
Bemi would immediately say, "Is like, we could wait till it's dark outside, and it's a little bit easier to move.
Mhm.
Want to rest here for a little bit, then we can head on in. Maybe not a straight shot to get up to where we need to go, but it's a lot easier."
Are we going straight to see your Meemaw?
Well,
Or-
we gotta stop by the holler and for Cha Cha, and then
Right. Okay. I just, cool.
All in the same neighborhood.
yeah.
Okay with either, but used to here. They're not. Gestures at the rest of the group.
The
To Bemmy.
colonists.
Yeah. Colonists.
Hey, we don't know that they're gonna we're
We
helping
got-
them colonize. We're just like
No.
nice people. We're just the
They're
nice
just looking for a
natives.
place to live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yes. And a place for 10 million other people to live.
Don't worry about that.
See, we don't even know that. We don't even understand that scale. It makes no sense to us at all.
Yeah,
We're just
yeah.
like, they're nice. That's good.
Everybody knows if 10 million people live together, terrible things happen. So like, nobody in their right mind would do that. So, but yeah, you guys could get a couple hours nap, or you could and go in once again once it's pitch black, or however you want to do it.
Well, however we're doing it, it's not going to be pitch black because Purser is going to be shining light wherever he possibly can.
Yes, I also took the light cantrip on this last level, and I will
Okay.
also be doing that because no.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
You want to go at night or you want rest?
We go at night. Trees ain't going to be in the way because the moon's going to shine their lights on them. So
True.
we go at night.
I don't like it, but I'm refreshed enough to continue.
Yeah, a couple hours rest doesn't sound like a bad thing. It's been It's been a uneventful but still trek through the jungle's never easy. So fair enough. Unless you have wings, it's probably not too bad then. But yeah, you guys could set up tents or just stand around and get like definitely very much a short rest. Um, that'll help fend off exhaustion for a bit. And you wait as the sun sets over the city, and the various moons light up, providing a twilight. And same thing that always happens at night here, Bemmy, which, even though it's a tropical city, the fog that rolls in at night is truly, truly something to see. Um, it has a weird way, like it's never gotten in your way, Bemmy. Like it's somehow fog just tends to kind of like move around you when you need it to, but huge, just incredible banks of fog tend to grip to the city the moment it starts to get dark and lingering late into the morning. But not really an obstacle for you, or obstacle, as you would say. But it's it adds to the very peaceful, happy mood. Well, peaceful mood here.
Well, y'all ready to go?
Sure.
Indeed.
Bluger gives a thumbs up.
Okie dokie.
I am gonna
Yeah.
cast light on my shield.
Okay. Yeah, so you got kind of a headlight thing. And Purser, are you just like casting it on your eyes or something? So it's just like
It's well, no, that's not an object for
I
stuff,
know.
but it's the tip of his wand as usual.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so you got some flashlights. You're ready to head into the city. Yeah, Karakos itself, even those of you who maybe are a little bit more leery about this place, it is hard to deny that it is truly impressive to see. It's one thing to see like giant estates or small towns or villages. That's the largest you've seen thus far was actually Mishann. Um, and that was very, like, the architecture was wildly different. That was very much like brutalist architecture. It's another thing entirely to see a real giant-sized city, even if it's, kind of crumbling. Buildings tower above wide streets made mostly of a white stone that looks an awful lot like marble. That seems to be the common construction element here, or at least, what they coat the buildings in. Um, sort of, it looks oddly faded. It's not pure. It's not the pure white that you would hope to see, but maybe that's just dirt. Uh, Even the incredible enduring nature of whatever the ancient giants used as building materials or magics they wove into it, even under that, Karakos has begun to lose the fight against nature. The streets, a lot of the streets, are just overgrown to the point where they look more like corridors in a forest than true urban paths. Um, uh, when you were looking at them in the daylight, they were just kind of pale trees and vines that filled every available space where sunlight could reach. Uh, but now, as you walk through, they're very ethereal. Like you can literally just walk through these vines and strangling vines and gripping trees, and they just sort of. It's almost like they're part of the mist as you walk through them. There's an odd sensation as you step through it, but it in no way hinders you. Um, and yeah, the now it is something. It's probably a good thing you have Bemmy with you because even with the ease of travel through this strange plant life, under this heavy blanket of fog, um, it would be really easy to get turned around here, just because you don't know it. That and combined with the fact that you occasionally see, giant-sized humanoid shapes moving through the fog, sometimes murmuring to themselves, sometimes weeping. You think you hear briefly what sounds like an enormous bell ringing in the distance. Um, and these ghostly figures just seem to come through the walls or just wander the streets. Um, although, while they are all giants, it's odd. Like their forms vary wildly. Some seem to have horns growing from their heads. Some have fins and webbed hands. Some seem connected to an element so strongly that it probably was in life it manifested on them. Their hair looks like it's like a white burning flame or something. And to add to their obvious differences, they're all dressed in strange outfits of dramatically different styles. Some wearing long ornate cloaks, some simple cloth coverings that cover the bare minimum of what you would consider decency, sometimes a little less. Um, but the only thing these figures really have in common is their huge size compared to yourselves, and the fact that they all seem very nervous, eyes darting back and forth, um, murmuring or weeping to themselves with a nearly panicked look on their faces. Bemi, while the ghostly residents of your home city usually aren't what you'd call a happy bunch, uh, they they're a little less paranoid than they seem to be. None of them challenge you or attack you, but they all seem to scatter at the sign of any movement before returning to their like strange, obsessive pattern of moving through a certain street or a certain area. Um, it if you were to guess that there's something new here that's bothering them.
Hmm. That's funny. They ain't normally like this, but
But
is there any way I can ask one of them? Is there if there is
oh,
something bothering them?
you've done it before. Part of why you take note of certain ghosts is most of them just don't pay no mind to you. Um, like a lot of them just seem so wrapped up in whatever it is that they're stuck on that they don't really seem to see living people. Um, but some of them, like seem to catch like sight of you and sight of the people with you and just scatter. They just go into a wall or something and just scatter. Um,
Okay.
but one of the most common features, and this, you're never sure what they're for, Bammy, because they're just like, giant sized sheds or something. Um, you do see there's always a lot of ghosts around them, and this is as true as ever, although they seem pretty quick to scatter from them as well. Um, and like there's like a seat, there's like a bench in them, but they're just kind of like sheds. You're never sure why they bothered to make them, Bemmy, but they're kind of cool to point out. Um, for those of you from Corover, it does take a moment, but these resemble House Orion carriage stops that are fairly common in most cities. Um, Usually you would wait in one in inclement weather. House Orion carriage stops by to pick you up, that type of thing. Um, they're similar, like these are similar in at least what you're assuming, but they're far more common than they are in modern cities. And oddly enough, these are places where the ghosts definitely are lingering, murmuring to themselves and looking around in a concerned fashion. And you're not sure why they're on like the corner of every block. It's excessive. You don't care how advanced they were. This is like you don't need that many. Um, but
Even for like a modern Earth city, that's a lot of bus stops.
it is. It's weird. It's like genuinely strange. You could, I would say, Ludger, Purser, actually everyone but Bemmy could give me an int check on this. Bemmy, they're just an oddity. It's not something
They're
to think
just.
about. Yeah.
I've seen them a lot. They are
Yeah.
what they are.
Yeah. Including pick if pick wants. This could fall under a pick area of knowledge.
I'm gonna try it. She's not the brightest critter, but we'll give it a go. No, girl. No.
Okay. Well, they're an odd mystery. And you guys continue on through the city.
Why do I feel like those are slave depots?
Would be, who knows?
I'm thinking
Could,
rickshaws.
could be. If anybody wants to use their inspiration to try and
No.
get something, no? Okay. All right. You guys carry on through here. And thanks to Bemi's instruction and just the general wariness of the ghosts and the fact that it really is pretty easy to move through these streets. They may be crumbling and overgrown, but if you can just walk through the plants that are, keeping the streets clear, it's pretty simple to get to the edge of this ravine, where you're looking down on this enormous set of basic, like slightly worked, but at least largely meant to appear natural stone, or just earthen stairs, leading down, worked into the side of the cliff. And yeah, it's like at its highest point, it's like maybe 180 or so feet down. Um, so it's, it'd be quite a belly flop if you wanted to try and like jump from there into the water. But yeah, you could start walking down or feather fall or whatever you want to do. I wouldn't
Head
recommend
down.
feather falling, but it's an option.
The stairs look safe enough, right?
They're like I said, they're almost naturally worked into the side, so they're still
Okay.
very sturdy. But what were you saying, Bemmy?
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna use my feet on these stairs. I'm not gonna jump or anything. No,
Listen, these are DM questions I have to ask.
it's
Are they
very.
giant-sized stairs?
That's a fair
Well,
question.
that is true. And although there's one or two spots where there's actually like worked stairs, um, most of them are more along the lines of like gentle slope. But it is basically a natural hill that they would make
Okay,
switchbacking. So
I
it's
see.
not so much stairs as like a walkway.
So we don't have to like shimmy down one stair at a time.
No, like there
That
will be
would
areas
be
like
very
that,
funny,
but
though.
there will be areas like that, but not at this particular spot. These, let's see, would
Yeah.
Meemaw have shared this? Meemaw probably would have, because she would have found it funny as hell. Meemaw would have mentioned to you, Bemmy, that like if you look over here in the docks area, and you've done this out of curiosity because it's right in your backyard. You've gone to look, and there's like ruined places where like these big stone discs would like carry people up or something, like carry cargo and people up. But for some reason, going down to the hollow, Meemaw said that it was some kind of religious gibberish, and like you had to walk down to the hollow. That was part of the religious element or something. She thought it was funny, but um,
Like derisive funny.
yes, that most of Meemaw's humor is not kind.
It's almost like
I'm
she's not
trying
really
not to make
good.
assumptions. Okay, I'm
No,
trying not to
that's
make
fair.
assumptions.
That's a
Yep.
fair question.
Purser just like scrunches his nose in distaste. Like, ritual and faith are very important things.
Bemmy's just all shoulder. She's like, I don't know what is that. It's funny.
You
I
thought it was
guess.
funny. I didn't get the joke. She usually says stuff that don't make no sense. Thinks it's funny. But
And she always
I'm
laughs for a
guessing-
really long time.
She does.
She
It
does.
at least goes on for about like 5 minutes. I remember there's this one guy. He wanted something that he couldn't have, but as soon as he got it, he couldn't use it, and that was the funniest thing. The funniest thing to her, because of how sad he was of being so close to something, but he still couldn't have it. Like so close, but so far away.
Having played Baldur's Gate and seeing what the hag in Baldur's Gate did to everybody who came to her, that's horrifying to Bonnie.
They did that hag so well.
They
They
did.
did.
Ugh.
They did. It's
Well, I
right.
remember. All I remember from the clips of that is her basically roasting every single god if you tried to bring them up. Like,
Well, she keeps some of her victims in the basement, and it was stuff like she wanted to be so pretty, or she never wanted to age, so she petrified the girl. It was just like, oh,
I'll do it.
great. So she never
Yeah.
aged.
Yep.
Did they tell for like her pick that she needs to do anything specific, or that she just needs to guide the spirit down there?
So for it's kind of two things in one. Part of the pilgrimage is you bring a spirit, and they don't tell you what beyond. Like you walk into this cave they've described to you, and then you release the spirit, and presumably something happens. But they did say you're supposed to go and like look at the big statue. They would say the big statue is very important. They think, which some people refer to as the memory glass.
Okay. Then she would tell them that for me, I need to look at big statue, memory glass, and then go to Hollow to release spirit.
Is that way?
Yeah, he just points down the stairs.
Can we go?
Like,
Yeah, that's literally that's it. Yeah. Okay, we still got to go down.
Okay, we go.
We
Is
go
it a
now.
giant scale statue that's visible from where we are.
it like this is Statue of Liberty statue. Like this thing is fucking.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is the
Way over there. You go with that.
is the depiction anything a Corvarin would recognize?
From the back and through the fog, you can't really see it yet, but
That's fair.
yeah, it's like it's like a mile and a half away, so you're not seeing it yet. The fog.
Right.
The scale for giant city, yeah. But yeah, you guys start winding your way down this path, and the like one thing you do see when occasionally a breeze comes through and like parts some of the fog, like looming on the very top of the cliff, is the temple of Karak, which sits on the very edge. Like that's always a cool looking place, Bemi, and you've like wandered around it a couple times, but for some reason you're like the mirror that Mima always makes you take with you gets real hot when you do that, and you don't feel like it doesn't feel welcoming like the rest of the city, so you never really lingered. Who knows? Temple, some strange thing. But it's kind of cool. It sits on the very edge of this ravine, sort of overlooking the hollow. And as you guys go down this sort of ramp or stairwell or whatever, there are several giant-sized, basically small paths that lead branch away from this walkway, like into the stone or just in a different direction. All of which end up in stately doors carved into the cliffside. Bemi, Mima has sent you into these a few times, various ones. Usually she has a specific one she tells you. And you know that they lead into a massive system of catacombs that the ancient giants, like, apparently put their dead people in here when they would do things to them. They'd, like, take parts out of them or something, or burn them, or do different things. But then they'd stuff them into these, like, places in the stone. They're usually pretty. Some of them are big, some of them are small. Usually Mima sends you in to go get something. She sent you in to go get like a carved dinosaur one time that was like singing to itself in the dark.
Yeah. All right.
She never explains why she would have you go get things like that. But like
That just
it
makes me
wasn't
think,
alive
like,
or singing. It was like, imagine a toy with like a speaker in it. It was just
Yeah.
sort of singing to itself.
I'm just
We need to-
thinking like Billy Mouth Bass or whatever. Like,
Could be, yeah. Maybe that was it.
Need you to head into the evil mausoleum and retrieve me the Teddy Ruxpin.
Yeah, Mima's sent you on stranger deeds.
He's truly a vile creature.
Like
Pick
dodging
without
through-
thinking much.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just like, it's going through like Temple of Doom for a big mouth Billy Bass at the end.
Uh, this is my upper game. Clearly the most valuable of Terran technology.
I was going to say Pick at this point is just talking to her spirit occasionally, like, it'll be good. We go. You will find
It
peace.
it is very active. Like it seems like it's not necessarily straining against the bonds, but like it's because they're not like shackles. They're more like it's more like holding out a rope to someone to hang on to.
Yeah.
If they want, they can let go at any point, but they are still very like this is really rustling their jimmies, one might say. Something about being here is really like getting them active.
Do they seem anxious or
Anxious,
active?
excited, just like all of the things at once.
Okay.
They're more active than they've been since they died, for whatever reason.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Pick takes this as a good thing. She's like, I would be excited too. You're doing very good. We are going together.
Yeah. But as you're moving down the path, the wind does pick up briefly. Makes sense given that you're on the side of a cliff. Strong enough to part some of the fog and to make a sound that's eerily like whispers. In that ambient noise, there is a moment of stillness in which you hear a rumbling voice saying something in a guttural tongue. And then there is movement in the fog above you as it seems like something took flight. And one sec.
I knew I prepared the perfect spell.
Yeah.
You all said I was crazy.
No one said you were crazy.
I mean, I
No
was
one
thinking it pretty
believed
loud.
me.
No
The
one said
Farnsworth
you were
thing.
crazy. We know you're crazy. Like, you can't say you're not crazy. You are.
I learned and have prepared Earthbind.
There you go. Shatter would also be interesting for facing minions of Zilkira Stone. All right. Put that on. It is now nighttime on that map. I love the night filter option. Okay. And let's make sure. Yep. Let's put you guys on the map. And I will put you on the actual map in a moment. It's under player characters. Bemi. In no particular order. Various PCs. Oh, and you've all gotten a long rest, by the way. You've had a couple days to long rest, as well as level up, just in case anyone is. One sec, Purser. Let me look at your health. As I don't think it's 26. I think you're more than that at this point. No, it
Nope,
is.
that's.
Never mind. All right, it's accurate. Good. That's good.
Do you mind taking a peek at mine? Because it still says Phantom Rogue 3.
Okay.
When I clicked on it,
Did it take you through the like a level up process when you did things?
it took me to that thing, but they said don't touch. That's what I asked, and it said don't
Okay,
touch
let
it.
me look. All right, Lex levels. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. Okay. So there's an option to multi-class, and that's the confusing part. Did you want to take average or roll for HP?
Average.
Average. Okay. Hey, I mean, it's nothing wrong with being a risk taker. And we'll go to
I know how I roll.
well, your dex. What was your dex before the level up? Because it says
I
19 right now.
Yeah, I put 2 into it, so it didn't take me to 20. It was
Okay. Okay. So there's. Right, so we'll say that's good. Apply changes. All right. So yeah, you should be all set.
sweet.
You are
Thank you.
officially leveled up, and I will. Did it auto reflect in the thing? Oh, nice. Okay, for once it's working.
Beautiful.
And are there any familiars or any other summons I should be aware of to put on the map for you?
Not at the moment.
Not
I'm
unless
so
my
used to
spirit
the
can
other
do
game where
anything.
there's like 30 things. All right. Yeah, you guys can roll initiative whenever you care to.
do.
46.
What
Come
the
on.
actual fuck?
Come on,
It's
Bevy,
not
we gotta see
bad.
the big
19
number.
isn't bad.
There we go.
I like as the healer. Why? Just
I
make
mean,
me
you're
go
not going
last as
first.
always.
Let's see here. Let me just roll these.
If I roll a 1,
I think you still would go first.
no, I'd go second.
Yeah, he's only got a
Because-
plus 16.
14
all?
plus 14.
No, you rolled a 14 and got a 30.
There you go. Where is it? And
Or no, it wasn't.
did
Oh,
I-
no,
I
you
rolled a
16 and
16.
got okay, yeah.
I got a
There we
30.
go.
Hate the
Okay.
imitation roll 20.
So Bemmy, you do go first.
You don't
Surprise,
say.
surprise.
This may
and
shock you.
there are currently things in the fog above you. But Bemmy, of all people, I would say all of you can do this, but go ahead and give me a perception check, Bemmy. I would be astonished if you don't see something.
All of us can
17.
do it.
When your turn rolls around, yes.
Oh, okay.
I do have a passive of 17. So
Okay.
here goes. Yeah, all right.
You got higher than that. See, you're good. So Bemmy, through the fog, you see like your eyes first lock onto, even though like there's enough light spilling from your friends and they're like flashlights of please kill me, that you're able to discern a little bit of color even with your cracked out night vision. Largely because the like what you're seeing has some light on it actually, or at least a little bit of ambient. You see some like a figure with like some purple cracks in it or something. Kind of weird, but you spot it roughly over here, probably about 20 feet above you.
Roughly over where? I'm sorry. Did you mark that?
I'm king on the map.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take a shot.
Okay.
But
It's not invisible, so it's just a straight ahead shot.
right, but before I hit it, I am going to cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action.
Fair enough. Yep.
Okay, boom. All right. And I will take my first shot. 18.
Let me check. Yeah, 18. There's a crack as the arrow sounds like it hit something very hard.
Okay, and then there is a second hit since yeah, no, not so good. All right.
Yeah, it
First one
seems like
definitely hits.
yeah, whatever it is lets itself drop a little bit to avoid the second shot. It seems very agile in the air. And letting it drop like that gives all of you a chance to see whatever it is. And I'll put an image up. Probably on the right. Just saying that would help.
Whatever it is horrifying. I already know.
You don't know.
I know.
It was just coming to say hi, and we attacked it for no
No, that's
reason.
horrifying, Sam. I was correct. Don't gaslight me.
Tomato, tomato. Gaslighting isn't a real thing. Everyone knows that. All right, so
Not you too.
I don't understand. When you light gas on fire, it is pretty bright.
1 sec here. Let me take it off there. I like that.
I feel like I've seen this thing on a book cover.
Maybe the art I got it from was not a book, but it could be. But yeah, so you've shot it and it like lets out a oddly almost metallic howl of like you're not sure if it's pain or just irritation as your shot knocks some things off it and there's basically like a shower of rubble over here impacting the walkway. And anything else, Benny?
No, other than 14 points of damage.
Okay. Citalis, what would you like to do?
Oh, is that thing on the ground now?
Oh no, it's
It just
15 feet up. It
dropped
dropped a little bit.
underneath the arrow.
I
Yeah.
do just want to point out that yeah, Zach actually rolled well with his hunter's mark instead of a traditional 1 or 2 that like
He
Very
did.
Traumatized
true.
gets.
I actually got 6. That
That's
never
I
happened.
did
That's fine.
I did just want to point that out.
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll just keep it simple with a nice little Toll the Dead.
Okay. A wisdom saving throw. Let's see what it gets. If it'll roll for me. A 2. I don't think that passes.
No,
So it
it doesn't.
takes 6 necrotic. All right. Doesn't like that at all and fixes its purple glowing eyes on you.
That's fine.
And is there anything else you would like to do before its turn arrives?
Before it comes and kills me? No, I think I'm good.
Okay. It is going to here swoop down and speed. Oh yeah, he's got speed. It's going to swoop down and start. You know what? It's going to try and grapple you, Citadels.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it would use this. Oh right, I gave it a thing. Okay. 21. Okay, he's grappled.
I'm the big grappled.
And then it's used 15, 15 down, 5 over, choose 20. It is going to fly up, and away with you. And
Bye,
it's going
guys.
to fly.
So
I mean, does it? Question.
Yeah.
Is it at half movement? Because it is carrying me.
Well, that's a thank you for pointing that out. I would have forgotten.
And it did
Yep,
have to lower 15 feet to grab
it
me.
did. So it can only go up 20 feet.
Okay.
Well, it actually had to go 20 because it's 15 down and 5 over. But yeah. So with that, it'll carry you upwards 20 feet into the air.
As opposed to how calm I sound in character or out of character, I'm not calm in character. She's like screeching.
Yeah,
Bruce is like
because
already waving his wand and getting ready.
yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it feels good about that. All right, this one's turn. Swoop in and
Is it my turn now, or something
it
else
is
happening?
not. I'm sorry. It's
Okay.
there's somebody flying in.
Yep.
Well, given where it was, it's got a dash to do. Oh, that's what it would do. Okay, pick how high up are you?
Probably per usual, like 10 to 15 feet.
Okay,
Whatever the usual ground cover is, she
gotcha.
was about that.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yes, there. One of these things flies past its companion in Citalis, over the heads of your allies, and around starts circling around you, screeching in that strange, like metallic, almost nails on a chalkboard sounding voice. And
Pick
yeah,
returns those concept sounds in its mind with telepathy, just screaming at the top of her lungs, equally annoying.
it doesn't like that. How rude of you.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then,
like, it's almost like you don't like people screaming at you. And she's like, ah! I don't like it either.
I don't know what we're yelling about. Yeah.
I
All
don't
right.
know you. Stop yelling.
Purser, it
That's
is your
my
turn.
purse.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna.
One has revealed its filthy self to you. Well, 2 of them have actually.
I finish waving my wand around and shout the words of the Earthbind spell, and
Mm-hmm.
ribbons of silver fire reach up to the creature that grabbed Siltalis and attempt to drag it to ground. It has to
Nice.
give me a strength
Nice.
save.
All right. Let's fight. Nice. All right.
The
I really
DC
enjoy that
is
spell. It's rarely gets a chance to shine.
13.
So it created. It is too determined to put up with this spell, and it's mighty. Now, like in the light, you can very clearly see some more detail. Its stone wings like shatter this flame that's trying to wrap around it, or just more like buffet it away. That it doesn't shatter it, but it just like flaps the flames back down as it
Just not able to grab a
lets
hold
out
of
a
it
howl.
before the spell sets.
Yeah, basically.
Sultalis!
How dare
Just-
you get grabbed before Berserk can swap?
Hold tight!
Question.
No, I don't want to hold tight. I want him to drop me.
Question.
Yeah, go
Looking
ahead.
at the spell.
Mhm.
I'm not seeing a thing on it. Like theoretically, next round it should still it should need to make another save, right?
No, it made the saving throw. It's not under the spell's effect.
Yeah,
But
it passed.
oh,
The target must
Well, I
The
succeed.
tried.
duration is for if something gets caught.
Yeah, which is not like I've
Yeah.
tried to use that on a dragon and it didn't work then, but it would have been really cool if it did. Anyways,
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah. I was just also going to comment the comedy of, man, this spell is really interesting. I want, it's a shame it doesn't get used more. Creature immediately passes a sucker save and it does nothing.
yeah, I feel kind of bad about it, but yeah. Anything else,
Roll the
Berserk?
dice.
Yeah.
That'll be... Actually, I will move, since I can't be adjacent to Sultalis, I'll move to here and interpose myself between the other one and Bemi.
Well, oh yeah, okay, fair enough. It's about 15 feet up, circling around Pick, but that is fair.
Right. Well, I
yeah,
can't be adjacent to Pick either.
right. Yeah, that's true. You could, but you need some ops for that. All right. 1 sec here. Flying in RKO style. 1 sec.
Is this thing carrying anything?
You.
The besides you?
You?
Yeah, other
It
than
is not.
me.
It is naked as the day it was crafted. Let's see.
Right.
So flying in, like a flying tackle, like something diving out of the mist towards you, Purser,
Oh God.
is another one that comes in and is going to
Ba-ba-ba.
try and grapple you, Purser.
Okay. I will make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
20.
And it got a 12, so you're able to fend off its efforts, and it lets out like an aggravated half roar. Once again, just more horrible sounds of like high pitched stones or metal scraping against each other.
You won't be
And
taking me today, demon!
and then it's going to, let's see, it had to 5, 10, 15 to go down another 20. So yeah, it's going to try and fly back. It's worth reaction, it thinks.
I will not make a attack of opportunity.
Oh,
I need my reaction for other things right now.
fair enough. Yeah, then its gamble paid off. Yeah, then it's gonna fly back up another 15 feet. We'll say it's gonna try and keep even with its buddy here. Fly back 5, another 15. Yep, that's within its movement. All right. And Ludger, it is your turn. It's a target-rich environment.
I'm going to move here-ish.
Okay.
And first things first, I'm going to go into an action surge
Okay.
to
Just
try
keep
to
in mind,
rapid fire.
Citalis and this thing are up 20 feet. I just wanted to say that before you did anything. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I know. Which means, unfortunately, I can't do my bayonet attack, but I will try to hit this thing as much as possible to hopefully make it drop Sultalis so she only takes 20 feet of fall damage rather than the 80 or whatever that's probably going to try to do.
That's fair.
And so that. Okay, I am. So, I'm going to do 2 shots.
Okay. That
One.
hits. That does not.
I'm going to use my advantage to get that 25.
Okay.
So
Then,
I get 2 hits.
all right. Go for it.
And I'm going to use a superiority die for distracting attack on the second one.
Okay.
So let me do. Okay. 1. And un momento.
I saw the
Have to
meme.
turn off.
I'm not engaging that.
Um,
I know very little about you.
and 2. Okay,
Nice.
so
Okay.
grand total of 21 piercing damage, and the next attack one of my allies makes against it has advantage.
Okay. It's looking
I
in
have
very rough shape.
done all I can, Satalis.
Cool. Okay. And pick. What would you like to do? This thing is like really
my
close. It
business.
actually tried to fly up to you. It's kind of rude. You usually don't have to deal with this.
That is super rude. Size, weight comparison, is it much bigger than, like, it's bigger than her, but how much bigger? Like, do I think I could jump on its face and take it to the ground?
Okay, so comparatively, think like 6 foot tall man with like a child jumping on their face.
Okay, no,
You could
that's what I needed. Thank
like
you.
you could
And you
you
can
could cover
try.
its eyes, but like that would probably be an issue, yeah.
Also,
yeah.
are they like visibly made of stone as well?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, we're not. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of I don't think Pick has a lot of experience fighting stone things, but I don't know that she'll know that any of the damage would be better or worse.
You will have experience fighting stone
After.
things in the future.
You're getting that right. It's a lesson we're learning together.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh
surprise
shit,
tool that'll help us later.
that reminded me. Okay, one sec. I
Damn, I'm sorry,
apologize
everyone.
preemptively. This thing didn't look that damaged from the like.
Stop it! I
it
didn't
was
say anything on purpose.
it was definitely injured, but it was not maybe as injured as one would wish when you shot the hell out of it there, Ludger.
Yeah.
That figures.
Yeah,
Damn it.
sorry.
Okay, she's going to move down and to try and flank with Purser. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wasn't that one still in the air?
It's yeah,
Yeah.
like you're flanking it from under, but yeah.
Okay.
Like it's 15 feet up in the air. It's this one here is you and it
She's gonna
are level. Yeah.
She's gonna go below it, and she's gonna take.
Below it.
Yeah.
Below it. You're
Magic.
gonna go below it.
Below
All right.
Grab his tail.
Yeah,
Jeez.
pretty much. Well, she's gonna stab it in the under bits, anything below.
Okay, fair enough. It's
I'm
very
just-
much Ken doll, but yeah, there's parts to stab.
No, not just that. I mean, like legs. Anything from the hips down is fair game. It's not an aimed shot. per
Fair
se.
enough.
It's just below because she's like, I don't want to go above. I want to flank with Purser.
Fair enough. Yep.
It's like Michelangelo's David, the little tiny micro peen.
It is not. It is smooth.
My friend looks at the paintings on the Sistine Chapel and was like, "It's like a tiny a tiny limp baby sock." I was like,
What
"Thanks,
gets me
buddy."
is that David was a Jew.
Uh-huh.
Should have been
He-
circumcised.
Okay, I'm going to. I know this may not do much.
I love that.
Character. I have no
Thank you
idea.
so much, Zach, for expanding on that. By the way, because like if you had just ended it with "What gets me is that he was a Jew," end of discussion. Like, God damn it, that would suck.
Sorry, I hit the
And-
damage the first time, not the attack.
No, you're
but
you're
she'll
good. You're
take
good.
a
It
slicey
did hit,
slice at the
so
bottom.
it's all good. Cool. Okay, so some piercing damage is inflicted, although perhaps not as much as one might wish, unless your rapier is magical or
It's not.
okay, all right. It's not adamantine or magical. All right, then I will take off some hit points from it. Okay.
You stink, cat. You're stinky. Stink so bad.
And yeah, it's irritated as you like hack at like its undercarriage, various bits chip off, and it looks annoyed. It's not yelling at you as much, so maybe it got the message though. So
That's good. She will only yell as much as it yells. It's a balance. It's
It's
a
still
return
yelling. It's
situation.
just not as
Okay.
much or as loudly.
Okay. She matches the mental yelling in turn. She's like,
Okay,
"You
so you're
yell, I
just
yell."
yeah, you're doing like the cover ears and or the mimicking and baby voice yell. Okay, um,
They're
Bammy,
screaming. I'm screaming. We're all screaming.
I like the
what-
idea of baby talking Delcure monstrosities.
Who's a big
Low
weird thing?
disorder.
oh God.
Well, I'm gonna shoot at him again and
Okay.
hopefully hit.
The
Same
one
one that I
that's
was before. Yeah, that
holding
has
Satalis. Gotcha. Okay.
silly, silly, Billy, banana, fan for Philly, silly.
Don't get a 1 or it's an easy. Okay. All right.
Boom.
You shoot Satalis in the leg. All right. Yeah, that definitely hits.
And aha!
Ah,
10 points of
Hunter's
damage.
Mark. Well, let's see. Definitely the 3 points go through pretty solidly. That is magical. And yeah, it like as that arrow like chips off another chunk of it, it just screams louder and seems very frustrated that people are shooting it. This isn't going as well as it had hoped.
I'm very frustrated that it picked me up, so I feel my pain.
That's true. That's true. They had a strat and they went with it. Anything else, Bubby?
All right, there's that red dot we like to see. Guess I'm just gonna move here ish
Okay.
since I can, and then
All
that's about it. That's all I can do.
Okay, so like someone's Satalis, Bammy is like shooting at this thing and like yelling at from underneath, along with there's 2 people like firing up past you at the thing as it's flapping up. What would you like to do?
I look at it. I don't suppose you're just gonna put me down, are you?
It actually grins at that and nods.
Oh no, 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 no. And I point at it and I hold the dead again.
Fair enough.
That would be cool. We had like a mace or something to hit this stone creature with.
I have I would still be at disadvantage, and my
Yes, I know.
limp-wristed bullshit would still probably somehow miss.
Why
Yes,
would be a
but
disadvantage.
That was
It had-
petty. All right, so
It
wisdom
had to be
save. Then.
said.
All right.
It'd be at disadvantage because I'm being grappled.
Grapple doesn't impose disadvantage.
Nope. It just.
Just brings you closer.
Oh, hey! Wow. Okay, a 2.
Oh, good.
All right.
Very
yeah, 11
nice.
points of necrotic max damage.
Yo,
Wow.
I like put me down now and cast a spell.
Let's see. Can it reply? It does say something back in like a rumbling voice that hurts your ears. Maybe it's just the
I'm
language it's
guessing it's
speaking.
none of those.
No.
Probably Terran or Delcure.
Ye- But yeah. Anything else?
Free action to cry, right?
Always. That's a
Yeah.
consistent rule in any game I run. All right. Then it is going to fly.
No!
It's gonna fly here.
It's
first.
still carrying me.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so it'll dash to get here then with you. Okay. And
Oh boy.
that's its turn.
Is it clearly heading for the cliff?
Yes. Oh, yeah, very much. And
She shouts, "He's gonna drop me off the side of the help!"
okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So this guy here is, I believe, still 15 feet up, and he's being stabbed at by a little moth lady. He is going to try and hit you, Pick, because he doesn't like that.
That's fair. Turnabout is fair play.
Let's see. 15 to hit.
I don't believe so. Meets.
Okay, then yeah, it does hit. Oh, there we go. One sec. I have to update your AC. Go. And a 19 to hit.
I didn't see it change, so I don't know if it was supposed to.
He means the one on the token. So that
Oh,
you
okay.
can
yeah,
see
on
the
your token.
glance.
Yeah, sorry. Just for
Yep.
my own sanity. So let's see if there's any. I didn't add any side effects because why would I? And yeah, so 6 and 5 is 11 piercing damage as it claws at you and bites at you in a cruel fashion. And yeah, it feels pretty good about that. But it will fly over here. Just it doesn't really like being bunched up in shootable range. 25, 55. Yeah, it's gonna fly over here. And pick if you want to make an attack of opportunity, you absolutely can.
I'm gonna.
Don't think I won't.
Don't think I won't.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Wow, 12. Okay. That take that off. And it's injured, but it hurt you. It's out of the range of silliness, hopefully. And
And I drop the rapier to my second set of hands to reach for my
yes,
bow next turn.
you've the advantage of many hands. Sure. Purser, what would you like to do?
So I'm just gonna start running over toward the cliff. I'll actually dash
Okay.
over to. Actually, no, I won't dash. Just run to here,
Mhm.
and I will attempt to earthbind the one carrying Syl again.
Okay.
So, yeah, strength save, gargoyle.
Save. All right. Strength save. 17.
Okay, it saves.
Yeah, then it's the flames cannot wrap around it, as it's I think 20 feet up right now.
Yep.
And
Okie dokie.
yeah, you're close enough though. The flames do light it up pretty well, and they light up Citalus's form as it's like flying forward. You can see it pretty clearly. It
Bye,
looks like
Sotalis.
it looks like it's barely being held together, by the way. Like there's the purple light that like spills out from cracks in it. It's almost like a purple nightlight at this point. Like you can trace it through the fog. Like it's all cracks almost at this point.
Okay, that'll be it.
All right. This one is going to I'm gonna go attack. Seems like prudent. Pick's flying. That's not good. Flies over. Pick is gonna try and do stuff like attack you. And 14 to hit and a 12 to hit.
Nope.
Okay, both of those miss, and it looks frustrated. And then it's going to fly a little bit too, just because everybody's doing it and wants to be popular. Let's see. It's gonna fly over here, I think. There we go. And Ludger, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna run here-ish, and I'm gonna shoot at the one carrying Satalis.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'm gonna use a superiority die for precise attack
That's
or
fair.
precision attack.
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully this hits.
19
All
does
right.
hit. Yep.
No, I
Or
haven't made an attack yet.
oh, sorry. I was looking at the whole thing.
God
Okay.
fucking wait, no, I get that one die 8. So
Yep. Add
12
that.
plus
Okay.
okay, yeah,
There you go.
19.
Okay.
Okay,
So yeah, most likely.
and it does ignore that. Ignore that. It does 12, probably 6 piercing damage.
That's true. It is reduced down to 6, but it's like you get the feeling it's very close to not being a solid thing anymore.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Pick. What would you like to do?
Also like to shoot at the one carrying Sotalis, and this time I will take steady aim and I won't move.
Ah, okay.
I'll drop my rapier to the second hand and pull my bow. I think I will use
More usable hands.
more hands.
I need more
Mm.
hands, DM.
I'm going to use one of the +1 arrows.
That's fair. That's probably
'Cause
a
it's
good
carrying-
idea.
It's carrying Satalis, and my rapier didn't seem to hurt it that bad. I don't know how to use them on the character sheet. Other than I guess.
Just roll it, and we'll just add a
Okay.
+1. Easy enough.
15.
15. Yep, that hits. +1's probably a good thing. And how do you want to do it? It was at 4, so.
Oh Lord. As Pick always does, she's just like angrily swearing the most horrific things in 3 Akreen you could possibly imagine. And especially because it's got her friend and aims directly for the face. And while
Okay.
maintaining she'll make sure the shot is released, but once she sees it start to drop, she's going to look at the other one and do Wails from the Grave.
Okay.
That's
I
near
assume
Satalis.
this one here.
This is
Yep.
what I imagine Pick sounds like when she's mad.
I gotta listen.
Oh yeah,
do
angry.
it in a
Yeah,
minute.
angry.
Oh,
The
yeah.
frog squeak.
Beep!
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
you
So
do
do Wails from the Grave, and we'll inflict that
Do
on this
it.
poor gargoyle thing.
Is that just my sneak?
What's the die for Wails from the Grave? We'll just roll it.
It says sneak. I
You
think.
have a button for it. Right in the middle.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go. Okay, nice. 4. Okay, it's injured by that, and isn't thrilled.
How much
And,
fall damage do I take?
Well, yeah, that.
Oh, you're falling?
She is.
Not on my watch.
Oh no!
I'll cast Featherfall on her.
Oh, okay. Like
I was hoping she's like, I switch places with you.
That-
and
yeah, that
I
was-
take
that was-
all damage.
I was about to do like a learning with portals moment. All right, so
See, I flick my wand in your direction, Syl, and you stop right before hitting the ground.
there you go. Look at that. He's just glorious, isn't he? All right.
Thank you, Cursor.
Anything
I
else?
am.
Anything else, Vic?
That is all. She will consider continue her 3 Akreen tirade.
I feel like Cursor and Teen would, on the surface, disagree, but on very fundamental levels, agree about a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we both know we're superior, right? Yeah, clearly. All right.
One time, this is the moment where I'm like, I should have played a fucking Tempest Cleric so I could cast Shatter.
Yeah, Bemmy, what would you like to do?
Unbeknownst to him, as you cast Featherfall, the first knee-jerk reaction that Bemmy is gonna do is he's going to cast Zephyr Strike to increase the speed up by 30 extra feet.
Okay.
And he's going to run directly under Siltalis with his arms open wide. I got you! It's okay! And then he noticed how slow she's actually falling. And he's like, oh!
Thank
Never
you.
mind!
Thank you, Bemmy.
And then he's just going to be like, darn, I was going to do a good thing. And now I'm going to shoot at this guy.
Fair enough.
And
Sorry,
we
this
will-
guy, right? Or this
yes,
one? Okay,
this one here. This one.
gotcha. Okay.
And kapoo. Advantage.
Nice. Yeah.
I want
Go ahead.
advantage, so I'm gonna do. I'll spend an inspiration. Now I get to use Piercer, so I get to add an additional. What is it? Yeah, I get 1 additional damage die.
Nice.
So we'll go. Kashboop. Kashboop. Ugh. And I also get a 1d8 force for my Zephyr Strike.
Cool. which is doubled if it's rolled dice. So go ahead and
Okay.
take it again. Any rolled damage gets doubled on a crit.
Oh, dang. All right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
12,
Good.
24 plus 4 is 28.
Yeah, I like it. Whether that's reduced or not, that hurt. All right, so. Yeah, it's definitely hurt and irritated and yelling at you and like yelling something about its like crumbled friend who's scattered around you. Or no, wait, you weren't there yet. Like there's like a spray of stone scattered across the ground, still faintly glowing.
Oh, if
And
it's
it seems.
force damage,
Oh,
and it's
is it
still
force damage? Oh, you're
Zephyr
right.
Strike
Zephyr
Zephyr
Strike
Strike
Or
is
is force
Zephyr
force.
damage.
Strike would have been.
Okay, nice. Okay, so that wasn't halved. Okay, thank you. The rest is just standard piercing, but force, we can work with that. One sec here. All right, there we go. That is, yeah, then it's definitely hurt a little more. Okay. Anything else by me?
no, just happy that he could be there in time to catch Siltalis, but slightly disappointed that he
He didn't
doesn't
need to.
have to.
Yeah. So Sitalis, in a very like 0G sense, like you know your feet touch the ground, like right next to Bemmy and Purser, and you know your one-time aerial BFF there is now scattered on the ground, and his friends are around yelling. What do you want to do?
Is anyone hurt?
Me a
I
little.
think Hick got
Just
hurt a little
11.
bit.
I still got
do
20.
a nice little that for you.
Think.
And then we'll just stick to a old reliable Toll the Dead on whichever one is most hurt.
I think it's
Probably
this
the one
guy.
near you. Yeah, probably the closest one to you. Wisdom save. Let's see what it gets. A 4.
Nick
I don't
trills
think that
happily in your
passes.
direction, like, I feel better.
Yep. And then I'm also going to run back up here away from them because I want them to
on.
work for it.
They were so close. All right, fair enough.
I as I'm running away, I'm like, thank you, boys. You're the best.
You
Purser
coward, wait for me.
nods.
Yeah.
What?
Purser nods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Then we will go to this guy's turn, but he is busy being not in existence anymore. So it's now this one's turn, and he doesn't like that. Fly over here. 5, 10, 15. Fly down. He was 20 feet up. Purser, he's gonna start attacking you.
Okay.
You know, actually, would he?
I mean,
No, he
there's
wouldn't.
only
Purser hasn't done much yet. He's seen Purser like try and do some kind of tentacle thing. He's gonna attack Bemmy.
No, he
Huh?
likes the tentacles.
Yeah, he's a Delkir. Like it's kind of required. He's fine with tentacles. All right. So 18 to hit Bemmy.
yeah.
So wow. Okay, 3 piercing.
Okay.
And then a crit for 8 slashing. Feels a
All
lot.
right.
And then he's gonna fly up away from you. You know what? Yeah, he would fly up 5 feet, and then he's going to try and get 15 feet over. That sounds right. And yes, that would trigger some opportunity attacks, but they seem pretty dismissive of that. They're fine.
I mean, they wouldn't be dismissive of mine if they hit, but I am out
I-
of reactions.
I'm aware, like but they don't know that yet. Like they're not tracking. So yeah, it flies away, and anybody who wants to make an attack can do so.
Pew pew.
I mean,
Another arrow.
Well, opportunity attack, I should specify.
yeah.
Yeah. Melee attack. Yep.
I guess. You know what? I could hit him with my boomerang for 1d4 plus 4 bludgeoning.
Okay. Sure. You just grab it out and just like whack it over the head. All right, sure.
I'm gonna hit you with a stick that's a little bent,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna miss with a stick that's a little bent.
I think you still
I
hit
think
him.
ju-
It just doesn't do
I
any
could-
damage.
Yeah, it's
I
just
could
like
just-
it's very much you hit a like creature made of stone with a stick, and that didn't do as much as you hoped.
the gargoyle literally stops combat. No, no, no. What was this supposed to do?
Uh,
You threw a spoon at him.
no, that's the one-shot games. That's where you'd encounter enemies that would do that shit. All right, this guy doesn't like you at all, Bemmy. Doesn't like you at all.
You
Fly over
don't
here.
say.
Did you just
Dive
skip my
down.
turn?
Oh, did I? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Purser, it is your turn.
Yes. So before that one dived down, how high up is he?
20 feet.
Okay.
20 feet off a
So-
pretty serious ledge.
Right.
That's probably only about 15 feet down, like right next to the ledge here, but yeah.
Right. I'm just gonna interpose myself between it and Bemmy, and I will shoot a firebolt at it.
Okay.
Does a 7 hit?
Nope. The fog, another bit of fog like interposes itself, and it's just kind of an off shot a little bit. It's close, but yeah, you burn a trail through the fog.
Okay. Now it has my permission to go.
Fair enough. It's going to go here. Still isn't taking you very seriously, Purser, which is not kind. It's going to try
mean,
and
I haven't done anything at all this combat. So.
wizards.
Yeah, you
It's a lot
cast
of hit or
Feather
miss.
Fall. That's in
Yeah.
4 rounds. So that's one thing that worked.
Yes, exactly. Boy, I've been there. My illusionist wizard. He either is like a hero or like, well, I did 8 damage at level 12. How's everybody else doing? What? You did 72? Okay. All right.
You know,
Must be
damage is
nice.
damage, as they say.
Yeah.
Must be nice having 5 fucking attacks, Mr. Fighter.
Listen,
Got one.
it's worth like I totally do not begrudge it. It's funny, but that's not why I'm playing that character.
That's fair.
So Bemmy, I do need an athletics or acrobatics check because this guy's gonna try and grapple you, and he's gonna throw you off this cliff. He doesn't like you.
Would you allow me to interpose myself for that? It isn't
Is
an
it
attack.
well a grapple? A grapple is an attack. It's a
Well,
special.
it's not an
right?
attack roll though.
That's true. I would allow it. It counts as an attack.
Okay.
That's within the range of acceptable. So as it reaches for you, some flames, like there's a flash of light, and somehow it's instead reaching for someone else. So I guess a athletics or acrobatics from you, Purser.
Aha!
That beats 14. So it's
I
mostly
imagine
it tries to shield its eyes from the like light that just flared when it tried to grab Bemmy, and it's really confused for a moment.
And then we swapped it, Bemmy.
Yeah.
And Bemmy is just as confused as.
Your tricks won't work today, fiend.
How the hell do you do that?
It looks at you and rumbles something in an unknowable, painful to the ears language, and then tries to fly away because this is bullshit. I can get back this far if it stays. Actually, no, it needs to go up a little bit to get around the tree. And yes, opportunity attacks if anyone wants to make them. And yeah, actually, it can only go here. But yeah, it almost slams into the tree. And yeah, it's not having a great time. Lidger, what'd you like to do?
okay, I'm going to go near Satalis just in case they try grabbing her again. Because anyone else can get turned into a pancake and be fine as long as we have a healer. And it's bad when the healer gets turned into a pancake. And
Risky
he
situation.
will he will make an attack with his cat C on the one, this guy.
Okay.
Okay, cat C. And that's a miss, and that is Woodger's turn.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'm going to use steady aim. I'm gonna shoot at that guy. Don't want to use all my magic arrows. I'm just gonna use a regular one this time.
The gargoyle's goal. Yes, that definitely hits.
Right?
And I'm sorry, you were this was the guy?
Yep, that's the one.
Okay, and are you using normal arrows or the magic arrows?
Normal arrows.
Normal
I want to
arrows.
use all the magic ones on these guys. I don't think they're the biggest baddies in here.
It could be. You don't know.
I don't know.
That's probably wise. All right. Yeah. It's hurt, and it looks upset. Anything else? Okay. Bemmy.
Nope, sorry, nothing.
You're good. Bemmy, what'd you like to do?
I put my mic up to take a sip, and then it's like,
of course, that's when the question comes. But yeah, Bemmy, go ahead.
Pew! Hey! 10 points of piercing.
That's true. Or something like 10.
Halved points of piercing.
I'm assuming over here at this boy. Or is it this guy? Who are you
Nope, it's
bullying?
this guy because it's the same one I've been hitting.
Yeah, and he is looking in increasingly bad shape. All right. Yeah, he seems upset about it, screeching, and pointing at you, like saying, yelling something at its friend. And yeah, anything else, Benny?
I'm gonna run over here.
I feel like I'm being surrounded, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, Bemmy is also at out of 32, he's at 21.
Oh,
Fine.
If he does get hurted, you can give him a high five.
yeah.
High five to the
That's fair.
face. All right.
I would
If that's it,
never.
Bemmy, then Satalis, it is your turn.
It's my turn.
It is.
Uh.
Are you doing a countdown? It was like 27-minute warning, then 26.
Well, as I typed, I hit enter, and my clock flipped over to.
Okay. I thought you were doing a by the countdown.
No. I just have to leave at
I
5
don't think I'm
o'clock,
that bad
so.
of DM. Fuck. All right.
No,
yes.
I told you I had to leave early today.
I know. I appreciate the timer.
I was trying to be precise because, everybody not everybody. Yell is not a pedant.
We're asses. I get it. All right. What would you like
okay,
to
so I will
I will kick you
cast
from the game, Scott.
Toll the Dead on the hurt one, the one with the red dot.
All right. Fair enough. Wisdom save. All right. Okay, he failed.
Okay.
You are hurting him.
This
hurts too.
I'm gonna end my turn.
All right. And it's this guy's turn. And he yells something back at his friend or companion. Who knows how friendly are they? Maybe they're just coworkers. But he's gonna fly over here. Wow, and
We're just
punch himself.
roommates.
Yeah. He's gonna fly down and yeah, you know what? He's gonna try and grapple you, Purser. Like that seems they know this works. They've done it before. It's a good way. It's just not working for some reason. It almost worked. Fuck me. All right. Yeah, I think you beat a nat 1. God damn it. All right. So he can't grab you. He looks really frustrated. Yeah.
I imagine he flinched in preparation for the blinding light again, only for it to not happen.
Yeah. This one. Why are we focusing on him? He was right here. He hasn't done anything.
It was really bright last time. I got worried and panicked.
First, what would you like to do? He
He's
didn't back up.
adjacent to me.
He is, yeah. He did not back up. He's just flapping his wings there, yelling at the other one as they're yelling back and forth.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Searing Smite,
Okay.
and
That is
I will-
unfortunate.
Very
I'll
unfortunate.
attack him
Okay.
and miss.
Yeah, the argument gets louder. Like at this point, there is no screeches at you guys. Like there is a pure aggressive argument in some horrible language between these two as you attack him, Mercer.
Okay, I'm done for the turn.
Okay. And this one, like making an oddly familiar rude gesture, is going to fly over here and pick. How high up are you?
Yell.
I just realized my mic was up.
Okay.
She was flanking with Purser, so however tall Purser is.
Oh, so 5 feet. Okay, so
Yeah.
this guy has to go down then. You know what? In that case, it'll do something a little different. You know what? It's gonna go over here and like around Purser and like mockingly make some attacks against you, Purser. Like
Okay.
this argument is getting increasingly passive aggressive at this point.
This isn't even about us anymore, guys.
No, they're not at all. Like they're screaming at each other.
look
Hey,
how
okay.
hard it is to hit this guy. I can't do anything.
You got a nat 20 on the first one, so
That does hit. I can't do anything about that.
so 13 piercing, and then the next one is a 12.
Okay, 12 misses.
And yeah, that's his turn. Ludger, what would you like to do?
Okay, are these assholes actually at ground level now?
Yes, they are.
You're welcome.
I'm not sure if it's possible for me to be here.
No, it is not.
That is
I
unfortunate.
mean, so that's not fair. You could be there, but you're
Not for
like
long.
plummeting off the cliff. Yeah. You would roll down it.
Okay.
But,
Okay, that's the best I can do. I wish I could flank more, but I can't.
that's fine.
I will make it, for the first time, be able to make my double attack. So, trusty cat C. God damn it.
I
Swear to
give
God.
it you 100.
What is happening?
This is the last time you've betrayed me, Karn.
Oh no!
If you
62.
stab Purser here, he's going to be very angry.
Okay, 62.
You failed me for the last time.
I swear to God, I will find a way to turn you.
62. Okay. Where is it here? Okay. Oh, range. Oh, light. Nice. I like this one. Spell attack.
I'm concerned.
Fumble. Where the hell is it? Okay, weapon. 62 is. Oh. Okay. So you're like as you're running forward, like yelling Karn battle cry, you do flat out like you trip. But you recover, you don't sprawl out or anything, but you trip and like slam into their arms. And if they'd been carrying something, you would have disarmed them. But
Good.
since they're attacking with their claws, you just like fall into its arms. What would you like to do?
I try stabbing it with a bayonet. Hopefully this one fucking
you're
works.
real close. So
God fucking damn it.
yeah, it's as like you scrape against its stony hide, and yeah. Anything else?
Oh, that was grand. Nope.
Okay. Nick, what would you like to do?
Use that not moving. Good old steady aim. We're gonna go for this boy. Flinging curses with arrows, regular arrows.
Okay.
And no.
17 does hit. And So wow, 17 damage. That's easy. 17. It's halved, but still better than nothing.
Didn't you say you were using magic arrows?
She
I
said
said not
regular.
magic arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
E. Okay.
I've
Yeah.
seen
It's
piles of crumbling stone that look better. All the insults you could imagine.
yeah. Like you're definitely it noticed you shot it, and it doesn't like it's now yelling louder. But the argument has very much taken on a life of its own between these two. Like you're not
Okay.
sure how much it is about you guys anymore.
I feel like eventually Pig should just learn the cantrip Vicious Mockery somehow.
Just entirely on accident. Pigeons pick your mother because she's
Like-
the ugliest statue. Like
She's just like screeching at someone one day and they fall over
It
dead
actually
and we all
hurts
are
them.
like, what did you do?
Multi-class.
I accidentally multi-classed.
No, there is a feat that allows you to learn cantrips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a
true.
thing. If that's it, pick, we'll go to Bemi. Bemi, what would you like to do?
That is
I'm gonna shoot at the one
It's not
with
doing
the red
good.
dot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus fire! If one of us
Pretty
could
much,
fucking
yeah.
hit it.
And ha!
That
All
hits.
right. Hey!
Yeah, that every
That's-
little bit helps. It
that's-
chips away some.
That's
No hunter's mark?
certainly damage.
I think
No,
the hunter's
because
mark, he didn't have the bonus action to shift it over,
No.
or it was out of range. I forget which.
Well, I also used Zephyr Strike because I wanted to see
Right.
if the force damage would do anything,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
rolled really well with that. So I'd have to drop my concentration on Hunter's Mark in order to do.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
Which I always forget
Just
that's a
wondering.
concentration spell. No, that's fair. Okay. Dan, you are doing a con save for sorry. That's
That
fair.
was I took damage and had
Oh,
make a
to keep the
concentration
spell up.
check.
I
forgot
got
about
you.
it.
I got you. I mean, you can make as many as you like. I'm fine with that.
Well, no, I only
Sitalis.
had to make the one.
No, I was just saying, like, if you want to randomly roll stuff, okay. Sitalis,
Well,
what
in
would you
that
like to do?
case, I'm going to investigate.
You know, oof, we're just die. Just fucking die, man.
All right, let's see. Wisdom saving throw. See if it agrees with your just die statement. It failed, and it's injured even further. It's still
That'll be my turn.
a. This one is. You know what? Let's see if it's gonna make a save here. Yeah, you know what? This will count. That in his mind this will count. It's gonna make one more grapple attempt versus you, Purser. 16.
I'm grappled.
All right. He's contributed now. He has a good reason to go away. And he is going to fly at ground level, so just like dragging you over here.
This is why I wear the long coat.
Yeah. That's he just dragged behind him. And yeah. He's done things. He's helping. And he doesn't have to stay here where his friend's getting increasingly beaten up. Friend.
So as I'm getting dragged along, I'll shout behind, "I'm okay! Get the other one!"
Okay.
And I'll just stab the one dragging me.
Fair enough.
15 to hit.
That hits, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and
7
it's a magic weapon.
piercing damage.
Yeah, that actually did hurt it. It sounds a little surprised when you stab it.
And I just have a terrifying rictus grin.
Yeah, it's really glad it doesn't have to hold on to you long. That's all I'll say. All right, anything else?
Nope, that'll be it for me.
All right, it's this one's turn. And yeah, disengage, and it's gonna really doesn't want to be here anymore. Let's see. Oh no, wait, it's not bound by holding somebody, so it can get a pretty good distance. It's gonna get over here, and it's going to fly down, so it's out of direct line of sight. There we go. It started flying down this cliff. All right, it feels good about that. Ludger, what would you like to do?
Right, Woodger will try to keep pace much as he can, but it's not a winning proposition. And he will shoot at the one carrying Purser.
Okay.
Trusty Cat C. Doop. And of course, I can't roll for fucking shit all of a sudden, so that's my turn.
Yeah, the shot goes a little wide over the edge, and yeah. And Hick, what would you like to do?
Trying to think of the. Okay, measure stick.
You would need to fly upwards to get a good enough angle to hit this guy, but you probably are the only person who could hit it from there. But you do need to move up because it deliberately like dove down out of sight, basically. It's still
Well, I guess
flying,
I
but
will
it's
just take the long shot and shoot, I guess, over and up, and then just take a pot shot at it. It's running, but I don't know if we want to get it away. I'm not going to use a magic arrow, though, and I don't get advantage on this one
okay.
because I moved.
How do you want to do it? It was at 1.
Sweet. Same as always. She showers it with a bunch of curses about it running away and shoots it through the back of the head and watches it tumble to the ground, and then looks at its friend and angrily chitters, pointing 3 of her arms with the other one holding the bow at the one that she just shot, and then points at it.
It's not looking at you as you gesture.
Okay.
It's like yelling something after its like fallen companion as the body shatters, and like shaking a
Okay.
fist at it. And
Okay,
yeah.
so it's on the same page as us then, and just kind of cheer with it, like we vibe together for a minute, even though he's not paying attention to her.
Yeah, it's not so much cheering as like, ah, that's what you get. Like you have a sneaking suspicion that was maybe what it said. But yeah, Bemi, what do you want to do?
In the midst of everything that Cha Cha was doing with all of her chitters and skitters and just yells and curses and little moth language, Bemi's just gonna, for a second, look at Silly and be like, I never understand what she says, but it sounds like it should hurt feelings. And then
It does. It should. But it's never directed at us, so it's fine.
Okay. And then after saying okay, he's going to move 65 feet. And just
Okay.
and take a shot at this guy.
Your
Because
turn.
he's the
Yeah,
only one that's alive.
fair enough.
Nope. And he's going to miss.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Try it
That's it.
again, and I missed.
Darn.
Wasn't what I was aiming for. So,
Oh,
okay,
So I guess because I missed.
All right, Sitalis, what would you like to do?
Run down here. We're gonna try a guiding bolt on our boy
Do
here.
your magical thing to trade places with Purser.
No.
No, okay.
24.
I have that copyrighted.
I know, yeah. Yeah, 24 definitely hits.
Boop. 13
Wow.
radiant, and
Okay.
whoever whoever's next has advantage on their attack.
That's pretty darn good. Okay, yeah, that's
I think I rolled really well on that damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I rolled okay.
still, that's a lot. All right. And
Here,
yeah,
is that what you wanted?
yeah, guiding bolt, yeah. Anything else, Sitalis?
This is completely just me being frustrated by the situation and drop him, you asshat! Like right there, drop him right now. Like I'm not doing command or anything. It's just
You're
like
just yelling at it. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Don't worry, Siltalis. I've got him on the ropes.
All right. On that note, He's going to, yeah. Go out to here.
I'm really glad you prepared Featherfall today. I'm proud of you.
Yeah,
And
dealing with flying enemies in an urban environment. I was expecting something like this.
yeah, and he just like catapults you off, and then like just lets go, and without looking to see what happens, immediately dashes and starts flying further away.
Yep. I start slowly drifting down.
And like, yeah, he doesn't see it. He is too concerned with like getting away. He did his part. He, one of them's probably dead. Don't worry. Yeah. First, sir, you're drifting.
I'm going to cast a firebolt at him.
Hey,
Action.
as you're slowly drifting. Nice.
So, I could try the Earthbind again. It'd be really funny if he's dragged down to the ground with me.
That would be, yeah, that would be some comedy there. It's up to you which you want
But
to
I'm
try.
just gonna go for the firebolt with
Use the
advantage.
advantage. Gotcha.
As a
23 does
hit
hit.
for 9
shit.
fire damage.
Yeah, nice.
You can't run from me, fiend.
It's like it's hot, and it gives an incredibly confused backwards glance as it like loses some altitude from the shot, and just its eyes widen in pure irritated like, what is happening? It's really confused. And yeah, anything else? How...
I descend 60 feet.
Okay, you got a while to go.
I love it. These guys are like, I can't grab him, but even when I do grab him,
All right. This guy is very dead. Ludger, what would you like to do?
Ludger runs to the edge,
And shoots at one of the two
and
flying targets.
yeah, but shoots at the gargoyle.
Fair enough.
Okay. $17.
17 hits. Yeah.
Okay, superiority die. Distracting shot. Next attack against it gets advantage.
Okay.
And boom.
Okay. Nice.
Is it dead yet?
No.
14 total, so probably 7.
Yep.
And that
Ludger.
is what I can do. Next attack against it has advantage.
Gotcha.
And I end my turn.
Well, I can't. I will keep that note. All right. Yeah. It's still up. It's very badly hurt, but it's still up. All right. Pick. What would you like to do?
So far away. Okay.
Giant maps. Yeah.
Going to go over here and just a
You have
Hail Mary
advantage,
shot
so
again.
Yeah.
Got
You
you
have
have
advantage.
advantage.
Yep.
Magic
So-
arrow.
You vote Magic Arrow? We don't have many.
Yeah. I don't care. Kill this fucker.
It's personal.
It's
All right.
personal. All right, let
All
me
right,
mark on my
fair
thing that
enough.
I'm going to use another arrow.
Okay.
Okay, and because we believe.
You have advantage. 22 does hit. Yeah, for 11 piercing. Very, very good. And
And
how
then
would
the
you like to
magic?
do it? It was at 10.
Hell yeah!
1 second.
Um,
I'm just marking the X here. There we go.
First, she would normally be yelling at it and shooting at it, but she would immediately look to Purser to at first chitter at him, realizing he doesn't understand her, and then mentally be like, "Stop going that way!"
I
He's
can't
going
stop.
down.
I'll see you at the bottom.
Oh no!
And
Theoretically, because he's under the effect of Featherfall, do you think Pick could pick him up and fly him?
I was gonna ask, can I get him?
I am
okay, so I would
pretty
allow it,
heavy, I think.
but it would break the spell effect. So then
Oh, you
you're
might be
like,
too heavy for
Yeah.
me.
so
I'll
it's-
be fine.
I'm gonna just go with him because she's
okay.
worried.
You just flutter
That's
down
fair.
with him. Okay, yeah.
Bammy
Because
would
it-
walk over to Sotalis and be like, why would you wear a hat on your ass?
What?
It is a very strange it is a very strange insult from our home that now that you have said it, I fully understand. Doesn't make any sense. So
And-
thank you for pointing that out.
If you're calling someone useless, I get it. Like,
So-
you're about as useful as a hat you would wear on your ass. Because if you stand up, it's just gonna fall. Or you're walking funny
Gonna say
on your
that
hands.
depends on the person, but so you guys are unmolested going down the rest of the way. Hick
Thank
and
goodness.
Purser arrived before, and I believe it is time for I think simultaneously Sitalis and Ludger. So like didn't you say you had to leave an hour early?
Yes,
Or
I'm
did-
leaving.
I know
Yeah,
you are, but
same here.
yeah, so I think we're losing 2 party members. So we'll come back when you arrive at the bottom of the hollow, and we will take it from there.
All right.
Uh,
Bye, guys.
real quick,
Mhm.
real
Bye.
quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Does anyone else in the party have rope?
Yep.
Probably. All right. I
'Cause
gotta
I'm
go.
not sure
Talk to you later.
Bye bye.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how tall this fucking cliff is, but if we tie a rope together, theoretically we might be
About
able to
180 feet
get from
down.
there. Yeah, it's probably not enough.
Well,
'Cause I
50,
have
50, and
some.
50. You could get there. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
50, but yeah, anyways. So if anybody has any things they want to go over, or just stuff like that, I'm cool with it, but I am probably going to depart as well. And yeah, preemptively, as for how is the Memorial Day weekend looking for people on the 25th? I should probably ask that.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, so far it's looking good.
Mhm.
But if I do have to take the day to go into work for some overtime, we're
Mhm.
switching warehouses and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like work calls, you got to do it.
Yeah,
So, and
so
I also heard a potential issue from Bonnie, so we'll go off that. But and Pick, how are you? How are you for Memorial
I'm
Day?
good so far. Sometimes my husband's family puts up a barbecue, but I won't know until they are so bad
Until
about
it's there.
notifying us at all. So,
You're right.
and I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
if he'll want to go because he tells them so many times. He's like, "Don't just put a last minute event together and expect me to show up. I want warning." And then they'll be
Yeah.
like, "It's an hour before the barbecue. Are you going to make it today?"
You have warning now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Highly unlikely I will want to go. So
Fair
I
enough.
should be good.
Yeah, I've been there. All right. So in that case, I've just realized I've been recording. I'll stop